Croeso pawb. Today I'm talking to you about why I use wood chip on the garden. Selina Walker here with you, naturopath, nutritionist and herbalist, living deep in nature here at Ysbryd y Coed. So you can see along here, my partner's been coppicing the willow, and the main reason for that is because the willow needs coppicing, but also to clear some of the space around these trees we planted on the edge line. And this will make amazing wood chip for the garden. So it's going to come from there and go to there, straight into the garden. And I'll have a chat to you while I'm doing it about why I use wood chip on the garden. And the main reason is energy. So the majority of the beds are now done. I've put the willow chip on these beds, and then the beds behind me, my veg patch, they have had more of the conifer wood chip, which is from our spruce woodland at the top, which is desperately in need of thinning out. So we've been thinning it out, and again, the spruce makes amazing wood chip. Now I know some of you will be having a bit of a, oh, she's using the spruce, you can't do that, it's acidic. Well, actually, there's been studies done, and it can actually be beneficial because it creates lots of air pockets, because the needles create lots of air. And I got to be honest, it breaks down to amazing compost. I've used it for years in my veg garden and had no problems growing brassicas. Yes, I had other nourishment to the soil, like the wood ash from our fires in the winter. But the spruce does amazingly well, and the new studies that are coming out are saying that you'd have to be throwing the spruce needles on in quite a deep depth for decades, you know, up to 50 years for it to actually make a significant difference in the soil. And in fact, when we moved here, I took soil analysis tests in our woodlands, just behind where the camera is there, in the spruce woodlands, and down here in the field, and there was very little difference in acidity. So I always say, don't always trust what you read in books, trust where you are, experiment yourself. So why do I want to add this wood chip? Well, one of the main reasons, as I said in the beginning, is energy. The garden is mainly done with just me. I don't have a big team. In fact, I don't have a team videoing. This is all pretty much me. I've got my iPhone set up there and me with my clip-on mic. And here in the garden, I have help from my partner with any of the massive heavy lifting, like the wood chipping and the coppicing, or if we've got a big job to do, like making beds, he helps me with the muscle there. And I have my 2 apprentices that help me 2 days a month. But apart from that, it's pretty much me, and it's a pretty big garden. I'm trying to grow the majority of the veg I can for me and my partner to eat, along with when I've got people here for volunteer days, like the apprentices I mentioned, 2 days a month. And also, I'm trying to grow here, well, not trying, I am growing the medicine for my pharmacy, because I'm looking at not only reducing food miles, but reducing medicine miles. And yes, you know, I'm not self-sufficient. It's very hard to be completely self-sufficient, and I don't need to put myself through that. but I am probably in medicine and in the garden, I reckon about 85% sufficient in vegetables and medicine. So that's pretty good going. So why do I add the wood chip? Well, a number of reasons. This wood chip suppresses the weeds, which is a win-win for me. So there's less weeding to do. When the weeds do come up, because in fact I can already see weeds battling their way through the cardboard and the wood chip, they're very easy to pull out because they're not deeply rooted. They're amongst all the air pockets between the wood chip, which makes them really easy to pull out. And it rots down, composts down, and it creates amazing soil. So what I generally do, there's 1 or 2 beds there that I haven't hardly added to. In fact, the one kale bed down there, I haven't added any wood chip to because there's still some left from last year. So I don't necessarily do every bed every year. And in fact, sometimes it's hard to fit it in because it composts down to such amazing soil. The bed's full. But what I could do, and what I've done this year to kind of fresh slate, as you've seen, cardboard, wood chip on top, and then I can plant through. So hopefully that's inspired you to know that you can use wood chip to create compost and to limit the weeding that needs doing. So you can work a much larger space than if you wasn't using wood chip and you were having to weed. Like last year, this didn't have wood chip down apart from this very small area here, and it became impossible to manage. So I'm really excited about this year, and hopefully this has inspired you to get you excited about your garden. So it's great to be back making videos with you. I haven't done much over the winter because it's been raining a lot, it's been icy a lot, and I can't do filming in those conditions. So it's great to be back. Diolch am gwylio. Thank you for watching. And if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my website, selinawalker.earth, and sign up to my free newsletter. And you can come and hang out with me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. I'll see you soon.